Are you right then?
Don't think so.
No, it's on. I was trying to get it on. Yeah.
First failure of the day.
I'd say second failure because this chair is still wobbly. We haven't fixed it from last time. But
you can't fix that chair because it still lays in a skip at Malvern Street.
it was a casualty of Malvern. Anyway, good morning, Billy. We are here, 2026 off-road show, doing a podcast.
Podcast live is always an interesting one because everyone thinks we plan this and there's like a massive script in front of us, but there really isn't. So this could go two ways, couldn't it? Really, really well, or better.
Yeah, it will be fine. It's been fine for over a year now, and I don't see how that's going to change. But I'd like to welcome, of course, Defender Ames and Maizee, who the yellow Defender from Instagram, you may well recognise. You guys joined us not so long ago, actually, at Newbury for a little drive around the new off-road course at our new event, LRM Fest, next night.
We did. Yeah, it was really good, to be fair, wasn't it? Oh, do I have to scoot closer?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was really good. Yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah. So, are you off-roading this weekend as well?
No, I've not brought mine.
Have you not?
No.
Why?
It's broke.
Oh, no, it's broken.
Hey, broken Land Rover, I've never heard such rubbish. They're just
Yeah.
not fixed yet, temporarily
It's
halted.
not broken.
Is it
It's
having
just
a rest before Newbury?
it will get there. It will be there.
I'll end up towing her.
Okay. Ames, I know your Defender is here because I've seen
It is here. Yes. I might do the off-road course tomorrow. Maybe. I am on a stand though, so I'm not sure if I'm allowed.
You'll be fine.
But it is good fun, and it's just really shiny at the moment.
Yeah, the off-road course here is legendary. I mean, I've been coming to the show for like many years, and I remember the off-road course. It hasn't really changed, has it? It's just got
Muddier.
Muddier and busier.
Busier.
In fact, we were talking about this yesterday. You said you'd been coming for many years. You've been coming for 30 years now.
This year is my. I know I've Sorry. I am so old, right? I was a lot thinner, less grey.
Better.
Yeah. 30 years ago today, I was 18 years old and drove my first Land Rover to the Apodrome, and then you'd come off-roading over on the farm. And back then, I see the same excitement in people now, or here, younger people mostly, who, what I had back then. And it's really, I think the Land Rover scene is safe.
Oh, 100%. Definitely. You only got to look around. I mean, got proof up here. Like, the enthusiasm, I do think there was a dip for a good few years, but enthusiasm for Land Rovers has come back with an absolute kick. It's so good to see. So many people here at Billing, enjoying all the elements of the show. Of course, Challenge Southwest are over there doing their passenger rides for charity. A couple of brilliant charities this year. We've got the off-road course, of course, the Lakeside course, which is on today and tomorrow on Sunday. We'll be doing another podcast. And loads of the trade, as we can see. It's a busy show.
It is busy, and it's always really, really hot here. Even when it rains, it seems hot. Which is, it must be hot because I'm in shorts, which is probably the first time this year.
No, it's the second time this year because you were at Shelsley Walshley had them on, and I had to put my sunglasses on to look for legs.
Yeah, but I wasn't in the public eye then, it was a bit different.
Yeah, it was good. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce, actually, we've got our very first canine podcast guest. We've got Molly, who's being very well...
Polly!
Oh, it's Polly, we just had this conversation. She's being ever so well...
Polly.
P for Polly, not H for Holly, or M for Molly. But no, it's good. Ames, tell us about what your weekend looks like.
Drinking.
I don't even know. Yeah, a bit of sunburn, a lot of drinking, potentially. Potentially, yeah, some mud. I'm sure. I've just put a new intercoolant radiator in though, so it's just really clean at the moment. And I'm just like, oh, do I really want to get it caked in mud? But yeah, I'll probably go and do it tomorrow. I feel like you can't leave without a car covered in mud. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, mud wash. The good thing about off-roading here is it's not clay, so it doesn't really stick forever. Or you can clean the car, but intercoolers, you'll see quite a lot of people on Sunday night down the A1 broken down, and that's mostly because the radiators are full and they're overheated.
Yeah.
So going for that plug, it might not be as muddy this time. I haven't been down there, but that has taken many Land Rovers
Yeah.
over the years.
It is always a bit of a game to, like you say, when you leave at the end of the weekend and you see people.
See how many broken Land Rovers you can see.
You don't even have to leave though. Like as soon as you come off the off-roading course,
Then
it's
waiting,
just
are they?
lines of parked broken Land Rovers and like bonnets up. Everyone's inside the bonnet. So
Having a good time.
yeah. But luckily, I've always just driven past them on the way out because
I'm going to have to
Fingers
do that
crossed.
next year, aren't I?
mine's been fine.
That's the position you want to be in, the one that's cruising past the
Yeah.
broken stuff off the side of the road, definitely.
And of course, the off-road and Land Rover-based vehicles that Challenge Southwest guys are doing, you know, across that field there. Have you ever had a passenger ride in one of
No.
those?
Yeah,
Too scary.
it's terrifying.
It
And
really
you need to be
is.
really careful what you wear because I wore like nearly white jeans and
And then they turn
wear
orange.
white.
oh my god, I came back and I was just covered.
It's such anyone that has had a go at that for me is you don't want to do it like when you're hot and sticky necessarily and you want to go out for dinner afterwards because you're going to be covered, but it's a really adrenaline fueled thing, and those vehicles are really tested in this heat, and they use this as like a testing platform for actual professional races because it's grueling out there.
I was going to say, from a cooling system perspective, it's a very good weekend to test them for off-road competition because it's punishing. They're going to, burn through a lot more fuel and do a lot more mileage here than they would over any off-road weekend doing winch challenges or anything like that. So yeah, it's the ultimate sort of test day. And of course, being right on the hillside, it's ideal for you could just stand there and watch them take it all in.
And get covered in dust.
But I do recommend you should have a go. And the other great thing here is, that £25 for 2 laps, which you can't get that experience anywhere else for 25 quid. And it goes towards charity as well.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, so then it adds a bit of fuel, a bit of insurance, and the rest goes to charity. So yeah, it is absolutely fantastic. Have you done any off-road motorsport yourselves over the years that you've been into Land Rovers?
No, just a bit of like green laning and stuff, to be fair.
So green laning. So take us back to obviously you're fairly young in comparison to our good selves.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, well, you sort of identify as a 30, so you're okay. What got you into Land Rover? Where did it all start for you?
I'd always liked them, to be fair, and then when I got with my boyfriend, he had a Defender, so I thought, I'll just sell my car and buy one.
Okay, so what cars have you had before?
A Mini.
So air conditioned, comfortable, safe,
Yeah.
ABS,
Yeah.
all of that safety goodness.
Yeah, I sold it to my mum.
You sold it to mine.
Yeah.
And so driving a Land Rover, we know that the amount of people I've spoken to already that have just said, we don't know, there's no air condition, the people are driven from Newcastle,
Yeah.
you've come from Wales.
Yeah.
The heat that they generate and the discomfort, and yet here we are still loving Land Rover.
Absolutely love it. I wouldn't ever sell it.
And that's really good. Well, does it need work, or do you need to do...
Always.
Okay.
Of course.
I mean, obviously, what's breaking on it at the minute?
Well, it only needs new suspension, which I've got at home, and a steering bar and track rod ends, because it's cushion my tracking it up.
Okay.
So it's not broken.
Upgraded.
So it's,
Yeah,
it's
that's it.
just slightly warm then?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, are you modifying that beyond what it is now, or are you doing something that's... Are you just sort of replacing like for like?
Yeah, just replacing. I've got Terra Firma shocks to put on it, and Terra Firma steering bar, which is fab. So
we always say that the perfect number of Land Rovers to own is 3. Are you going to get any more?
no, because I've got 3 horses.
I don't. I think they make Land Rover, running Land Rovers cheap in comparison.
Yeah, no,
say.
it's ridiculous.
That's
yeah.
a lethal
It
combination,
is
Land
terrible.
Rovers and horses.
Yeah.
Do you do a lot of towing as well then?
No, I wouldn't tow you the Land Rover, no.
Okay.
I don't trust it. Not to tow my precious horses.
Oh, well, I mean, Amy, we spoke at our test day at Newbury, and you've got an exciting adventure coming up, haven't you?
I have.
Tell us about that. You go,
So at the end of August, I'm driving my car to Morocco for just the 2.5 weeks. But yeah, that's why I've been doing so many upgrades. It didn't need an interpool or radiator, but just trying to limit the potential breakdowns, really.
future-proofing.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So new hoses and stuff. I need new exhaust because I snapped mine. Actually, at billing a few weeks ago.
Did you?
Yeah.
What's so your Land Rover is on a stand, isn't it, this weekend? And you put the pop top up. I can actually see it from here. Can you tell us about that pop top and what made you go down that route?
Well, I used to just sleep in the back on a mattress, which it was fine to be fair, but it's just not ideal, especially with like Polly.
And all your stuff as well, isn't
All
it?
my stuff, and especially like if it wasn't a sunny weekend, she was wet, and there was nowhere else to go apart from on the bed. So, yeah, just came across Drive Lodge. I actually came across them at Billing last year, and then just thought, let's do it.
Was it a dawn?
A hole in my roof, and
I was going to say, is it hard making that cut? I haven't done some convert to the 110, that grinding disc close to the rim.
honestly, I went up to have it fitted like at their workshop, and I was just sat there like, oh my god, no, just take me grinder to my roof, and I was just like, there's no going back now.
Would you go back?
No, absolutely not. I love it.
Not a problem.
Yeah,
then.
it's completely like transformed the weekends for me.
So you still keep all your stuff down in the low space, but you've got the upstairs. Do you climb up anything to get into it, or is it like you just hop up in there?
Foot on the back door.
Oh, right, cool. Boy,
Or my cool box. My cool box is kind of like a step.
good stuff. It does look really smart. I think
Yeah.
I'm post to look later on because it's not. I'm a bit new really to pop tops.
Yeah.
They've obviously been around a few years. Popping Rovers are on the corner at the front as well, and Drive Lodge.
It was always in between those two for me, but just went with Drive Lodge.
Fair play. Yeah, it'd be interesting to have a look around.
And it doesn't really like add height, which I like.
Yeah, it's very
quite
stealthy.
subtle. Yeah, I never wanted like a roof rack or anything. So like I didn't want like one of the fold out tents or anything like that.
Do you find it drives in good?
No,
It doesn't. That's really cool.
no, I haven't noticed anyway. But I think the light bar on the front of mine, because it's at like top of the roof, I think that kind of takes the bigger hit than the
Right.
top.
Okay.
So-
Yeah, definitely. And I was thinking like a weight thing because a lot of the older style of pop tops, they're a massive lump of aluminium, and I would imagine that it probably makes it a bit wobblier on the road, but maybe not. I guess it's a slightly more compact design.
Yeah,
How much weight does that add to the reef today?
I want to say, does 600 kilograms sound like a lot?
Yes.
Maybe.
Considering a reef tent could be about 40 to 70.
It wouldn't be 600, but I would say it's going to be.
Maybe it's 60.
60 sounds
It's
realistic.
going to be, looking at it from here, it's going to be lighter than a roof rack and a tent.
Yeah.
And it's because it's lower, it's more in keeping with the roof line.
Yeah.
It's not going to give you as many. It's really interesting. I must go and have a look.
I think that would be, for me, I had a reef tent on top of my 90, which I've now converted to a trailer on top of it. Because for 99% of the time, you're not actually camping, are you? You're trying to get somewhere. It's sort of, the amount of drag that they create, I think I would change, I would do that with a tent, because you get a lot more space.
Which is why as well, I don't really want to look like a camper. Like, I never wanted my car to look like a camper. Even like a Defender camper. Like, I prefer like the just subtle look.
It's still your daily driver as well, isn't it? So you've got, like you say, it's all well and good having a fully decked out Expedition with all the bells and whistles, but A, kind of magnet to thieves, and B, it's all the disadvantages to having all that stuff. If you're driving it every day, it's kind of a pain.
Yeah, like I love the fact that nothing is fixed in the back of mine. Like it is literally just an empty van basically, and like I don't think I'd ever like kit it out to be like a full-on camper. It's just so handy, just having so much room. Yeah.
So would you get yourself a second Land Rover then?
Here we go. This is because one's never enough.
My bank account is telling me I should. No.
Dad would love that.
You would love it, yeah.
So does your dad do a lot of the maintenance on
Yeah. Me and Dad are constantly rolling around on the drive,
fixing things,
finding
improving
wrong.
things?
Yeah.
Yours has got a few more bits and pieces on it. I noticed that at Newbury the other week that you've got some nice quality rock sliders and bits and pieces. So they're very sort of understated, but they're kind of like they serve a purpose.
Yeah. Well, yeah. To be fair, I've never really noticed like my rock sliders taking any impact apart from at Newbury when we chatted and you you mentioned them, and I was like, oh yeah, I've actually like scratched underneath them.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
like,
of course.
they have saved the side of
They've done a job,
Yeah.
And that's what they're there for, really.
Yeah.
You've got to use these Land Rovers, haven't you, to find out what they're capable of, what improvements you need to make. And camping in Land Rovers, that's when you really know what improvements, lighting and heating and airflow and...
Yeah, so many, it's such a constant, research and development really, isn't it, camping? Because you notice things one day you wouldn't notice another day and change that, and then it doesn't really work out, you go back and make something else. It's, while it is probably one of the more complex sort of routes to go down with a Land Rover, because you want to keep the usability, also you need to make it as convenient as possible when you are camping.
Yeah.
Your solution to that was, of course, the dependent trailer, which you've converted. You've gone pop top. There's a lot of different ways of going about it. It suits different people. But Maizee, when we were at our off-road fest test day, I commented that getting a ride around in your 90 was kind of like coming home from the other.
Yes,
My first ever
yeah.
car was a truck, had 90 TDI, pretty much the same age as yours, and it felt like slipping into an old pair of boots I hadn't seen for years. It was lovely.
Oh, it's a good drive, to be fair. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really good fun, wasn't it? And of course, we've got videos out on the LRM YouTube channel now of the demonstration of the track. So if you fancy a bit of off-roading, 2 weeks' time we'll be at our big off-road fest, the first one ever at Newbury Showground, and of course on-site off-road course there. So you could come and watch. We could go around, and yeah, it's cracking. Good, should be good
Yeah,
fun.
the course is a good one, to be fair. I think people will enjoy it.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, and as I say, a real treat to go around in a little truck. Had 90 again. It was absolutely wonderful.
Oh, I did enjoy it.
Relive my younger days. Cool. Well, thank you ever so much. Before we kick you off the stage, of course, you are, both very well known on the socials. So if people want to find out a little bit more about what you guys do and how you use your Land Rovers, where can they find you?
On Instagram, it's just @Defender Ames. And that's all I've got so far. There will be YouTube coming out before Morocco, because I will vlog, try and do every day in Morocco, and also leading up to it, because there's a lot going on with my car. But yeah, at the moment, just in it.
Just on the Morocco trip, so you're going with a group or a tour company?
I'm going with Maker. So
Oh, okay.
Dave,
Dave,
I'm going with Maker, which is really nice because kind of don't have to worry about anything, because you just kind of pay and then they sort everything for you. And obviously because he rebins Defenders,
You should pay.
going with very good people. Yeah, we're in safe hands. We're in safe hands.
So are you going down to Santander and then driving across? Or
Yeah, so ferry from Kent to France and then driving through France.
okay, you're doing the full swell.
Yeah,
through
then
Spain.
driving through down to Spain, then to
okay.
Tangier, and then on the way back. Well, I haven't actually booked a ferry on the way back purely because my thoughts was, if I do break down, there's no point in me paying for a ferry when my breakdown company will take me back for free.
That is forward thinking.
Right?
I'm not.
I just
Think
thought,
of the
just
fuel
in
you'll
case.
save, Amy.
Are you engineering a breakdown
No,
here?
I'm not. It would just, if I get back into Spain and my car breaks down, then if I've booked a ferry already, I'll be really annoyed. Yeah.
That's actually, that's
Clever.
It's a no-brainer.
At first I was thinking, well, that sounds a bit like lack of confidence in your Land Rover, but actually it made more sense than the way you spoke.
Financial sense.
Massive fuel savings, more comfort.
It's going to be fine.
You should just loosen a boost hose or something and get it brought home
I
anyway.
might just take something off it and just be like, it's pretty take me home.
Oh no, a free ride home. How terrible. Well, Amy, Maizee, thank you ever so much for joining us on the LRM podcast. I hope you have an amazing weekend, and no doubt we'll see you floating around later on anyway. Anything to add before you chip off?
Don't think so, just have a fun weekend.
Cheers, yeah, I'm sure it'll be awesome. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you.
Please give it up for Maizee and Ames.
Thank you.
Don't forget Holly.
Yeah.
Sorry, Paul.
Yeah, it's okay. Sorry, it moved to jump, didn't it?
I think she was asleep.
Oh, was she? Yeah, that. I don't blame her at all. Cool. Next up, we have got some guests who are just outside at the moment, so we'll rally them up and we'll have a chat.
Right, thank you. Thanks for having us, guys.
No, not at all. Thank you for joining us.
God, it's warm.
I know, I'm
Yeah,
actually
it's,
hot
warm.
now.
It's dead and warm in here.
He said it was cool. It's really, really not.
When we first came in, we thought, oh, it's much cooler inside the beer tent than it is out in the sunshine. And now I think it might have changed over. See you in a bit. Cheers.
From snorkels and roof racks to engine swaps and body kits, there are loads of modifications you can make to your Land Rover. If you're struggling to get insurance on your modded Landy, speak to specialist insurance broker Adrian Flux. With like-for-like cover on both cosmetic and performance upgrades, they'll help keep your pride and joy protected. Call them directly on 0344 728 0417 for a quote.
The Landy Expedition are here.
Yeah, the Landy Expedition. So, yeah, it's a bit of a travel-themed podcast, this one, it seems.
It really is, yeah.
But everybody likes to meet your billing, share stories and share trips and ideas and get planning their next kind of builds. And, you know, I spent probably about 10 minutes looking around this morning, and I've already seen some bits and pieces I want to, you know, look at a bit further.
I was going to say, the actual, like, the trade scene at Billing has changed a lot over the years as well, whereas, you know, 15, 20 years ago, it was all about how much suspension travel you can get, fitting 35-inch tyres to the fenders and, you know, making them unstoppable off-road. And now, when you look around, a lot of the traders, including where a Defender Ames has got her Defender, it's much more focused on travel, camping, expedition, stuff like that.
Yeah, that sort of lifestyle look, and yeah, but there still is. I mean, you know, you could go around some of the excellent Land Rover clubs down there, and like I said to you last night, I haven't seen that evolution in terms of like that typical sort of like Land Rover clubs in the UK. That it's the same 25 years ago. Still white 8 spokes to be seen, and series Land Rovers, and
A much rarer sight, but yeah, it's nice to keep an eye out and look for those retro modifications as well. I always particularly enjoy keeping an eye out for the older stuff.
yeah, no, definitely. So I think we have our guests who seem to have
Come along, guys. Lovely to meet you. Very well. How are you?
Baggers. How are you?
Nice to meet you. Hi, mate. How are you? I'm good.
Hello. How are you?
How are you, right? Yeah, good to see you.
Take a seat.
Thank you.
We've got Harry and Chloe here from the Landy Expedition. How are you?
Good. How are you?
We're doing all right. Yeah.
It's hot.
Not as
It's
hot today as it was yesterday.
I should think you two are fairly well versed in hot weather though, with all the travel you do.
Yeah, I mean, Africa was hot, but I feel like in the UK it seems hotter somehow. I don't know.
I think everyone says this. It's so muggy here, and when you're travelling, it's like you're in a different mindset. You're not working, are you? You're not doing the sort of things that
Yeah.
you know you do.
It's a different heat, as they say.
Yeah.
Everyone says it's.
But you also adapt. You adapt to your environment. So like when it's constantly hot, then you adapt to it. And we're not very sort of conditioned for it at the moment, are we?
No, definitely not. And I dare say in 2 weeks' time it'll be, well, hopefully it'll still be nice, but it won't be nearly this warm. But when did it all start for you guys? Oh, Pat's on babysitting duty, there he is. Your little boy's over there chilling in his pushchair looking at you like,
He's wondering what we're doing.
What's happening?
So my understanding is this: you have a TD5 110, you travel to Africa for 18 months, you generate a lot of followers on Instagram from travels, and you come back with a little one. So you know.
It must have been a good trip.
There's no TVs out there.
Yeah, I mean, kind of a surprise, but yeah.
Well, how many weeks was it when we were back that you found out? It was really soon after.
Maybe like a month or so, and then yeah, found out.
Yeah, we started a house renovation as soon as we got back, and then I was working as well. And I came home from work the one afternoon, and Chloe, I just saw his look on her face, and I was like,
I bought another Land Rover.
she was stricken wallpaper and just turned and looked at me. She's like, I've been waiting for you to get home for a while. I've got something to tell you. Juice. And yeah, she said, and so the pressure was on to get the house done really, and it literally, we moved in 2 weeks before he was born.
Yeah.
And that was 16 months ago. He was 1 in March, so.
It's good to have a bit of a target, and you know
Whether it's self-imposed or not.
or doing bedroom. So I think you were on this stage probably like 3 years ago, I think, weren't you, with Pat? And pre-podcast, in fact.
Was it 3 years ago?
Mate,
I think it was two years.
I think 2 years.
just
Year before
after we
last.
got back.
Yeah.
So you just got back.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, going back a few years then, I remember you bought a TD5 110
Yeah.
in Coniston Green, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Needed some work at the time. So did you buy that then, ready for the prep for a trip?
No, I don't think we bought it for a trip specifically. I just I've always wanted one, and I was actively looking for one, and I probably bought the worst one in the country. It was awful.
They're often the best ones though, because they're like a blank canvas, aren't they? Too.
Well, the funny thing is, I drove it and the engine and the gearbox was sound. What I thought, the chassis and bulkhead and panels, everything was rotten. The irony is, on the way home, the engine blew up, so I left with nothing.
Not to be sauce. Like you say though, like Steve said, if you come into one but it does need work, you know it off the bat, you can put all those things right, and then you know you've got the peace of mind that it's properly done, for the future.
Yeah, that's right. And we've built it over the last 8 years now, and
Yeah, you also get to know your vehicle so well when you kind of have to fix and replace everything of it.
yeah, that's right.
So,
So did you, 8 years ago, did you replace the chassis and bulkhead at that time, or did you patch it up?
Yeah, no, I found somebody at a show and got a price to do the chassis. They did a really bad job.
Okay.
Ended up having to actually take them to small claims court.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it was so bad. I mean, the body was not actually mounted to the chassis when we picked it up. He said it was all ready, but the job that he did was just awful.
So what advice would you give, obviously having had a bad experience, what advice would you give to somebody that was paying another garage to do a job? Did you see the car in stages, or did you?
No, I didn't really hear much from him at all, other than a few pictures here and there. But I just met this guy at a show and I went and talked to him. I didn't get any recommendations from anyone, and I think that is the most important thing, is to really know who you're dealing with, and like if you know people that have had work done, do you recommend them? And it's so important, because there's a lot of people that say, yeah, I can do that, like chances, but really they don't know the vehicles.
This is something we actually see quite a lot, is because Defenders are so popular now, lots and lots of new companies have come up on the rise of population of the vehicles, and as you've said, they're kind of trying to make their way and earn a few quid, but actually it all comes down to experience, and sometimes, as you already alluded to, it is too late by the time you realise they jumped on a bandwagon and they're not actually as experienced as maybe they've made out.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is a big shame, but as you say, it's all that more important to find out the names that can actually do the work to a high standard and extend the vehicle's lives, because that's really what it's all about, isn't it? They're infinitely rebuildable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get lulled into, it's a big Meccano set. You hear this a lot, don't you, Orlando's? And they just think they can bolt them back together. But actually, there's a little bit more to it. Panel gas and actually getting, we're great mates with Greg King, an engineer from Land Rover, who was instrumental in, sorting out the processes at the factory when they were building these cars. And there's so much more to it than just bolt something on. There's a lot of people know what they're doing, a lot of people don't, and the finished article with E-Bot wasn't great. So from that point then, so you had this car, you needed to get it obviously well sorted. At that point, were you ready to go travelling?
So I took it to a mate of mine who's got a really good Land Rover garage, Landers in Houghton Regis. He does a lot, like his business partner was, do you know that?
I've heard the name, but I don't know them.
His business partner was like the go-to guy in Land Rover for a long time. Anyway, he said to me originally that he would do the chassis, but it was more like a favour, and I don't like sort of asking for favours, so it ended up going to him and he redid it anyway. I can't remember what we did after that. How soon after that did we go to the Arctic?
We did a couple of sort of local trips to sort of start with, and then it was probably a couple of years after that we did our first biggest trip, which was going up to the Arctic Circle, which was amazing. We were just chatting to some guys there who said they're going to do a trip to Norway. I was like, it is cold when you go there, and it is, you don't mess with the board up there.
Did you ever From memory, did you have like a diesel heater, or did you not have a diesel heater?
We did have a diesel heater, yeah.
Wait, did you get to the point where you found it was too cold?
Yeah, we had a situation one night, we woke up. I mean, the daylight up there is so, like, there's only, 4 or 5 hours of daylight in some of those places. So we slept a lot, even during the day, because you get a bit disorientated.
At like 2 p.m. it's pitch black,
Yeah,
and
so you
not
think,
until like lunchtime the following day that the sun comes up. So it is quite disorientating.
We were woken up by cold air being blown over us by the diesel heater, and I thought, that's strange. I went to start the car, and there was like not even a click. Everything was completely dead, and we'd driven like off the track down into like a forest. Luckily, there was, I think they call them spoogers.
Yeah.
It's like refuge for walkers.
Okay.
Like a little.
They're like a bottle.
Like a
Yeah,
bobby,
basically.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So when I realised that we had no power, we had nothing, not even the leisure batteries were all dead, we made a fire in this little hut. And I made a fire under the sump to try and thaw things out, took batteries out, put them by the fire. And I remember Chloe just like sat there by this fire, and she looked at me and she goes, "Are we okay?" I was like, "Absolutely not, but I'm going to tell you we are." I was like,
That's probably the right thing to say at the
Yeah,
time.
I believed him. I was like, oh, this is like such an adventure. What a thrill.
Yeah.
Didn't realise that actually Harry was getting frostbite on his toes.
"Oh yeah, I got frostbite."
And quite how serious the situation
It's a
was.
dangerous place to
Oh,
go
it's super
Yeah.
dangerous.
I think a lot of people, I think there's other times that you can go where there is mostly daylight, so for that
Yeah.
trip.
Yeah.
Why did you choose that time of year?
So it was COVID, and
Yeah.
everything was sort of starting to open up, and then we were going to drive to Switzerland, and France announced that they were going to shut their borders again the night before we were going to leave. And we were all packed, and we were like, right, where can we go? We still want to go. UK's open, the Netherlands were open. I think Germany were just about to shut borders. But we decided, I've got family in Sweden. I thought, why don't we just head that way and just see how far we go? And that's basically what we did. And we ended up getting to the top of Sweden, trying to cross into Norway. And Chloe tested positive for COVID, so we couldn't cross the border.
We wanted to get up to Nordkap, and we were so close.
Yeah,
But
literally like
yeah.
4 or 5 hour drive from Nordkap.
Yeah.
But if you could like repeat it all though, isn't that what makes travel interesting though? Like that adventure, the overcoming the issues. Like
100%.
that is probably what made at the time me thinking this is hell on earth.
Yeah.
But actually, looking back, you've got a story to tell, and that's what I think makes it more interesting.
And you get such a buzz from things going wrong, because like, especially my mind works up, right, I'm not going to panic, I'm going to try and find like the best solution for this, and you do get this like adrenaline from it, and I don't think you should try and plan, like if you are going to go travelling, I don't think you should try and plan too much, because you meet people and they say, oh, we're doing this today, and then you might go and see something that you wouldn't have seen if you were sticking to a strict routine. And yeah, we did that for literally 18 months, just didn't know where we were staying every night. And
So I know a lot of people that would want to absolutely know where they were going every night. For me, I'm in awe of that mindset actually, because I think that's what, to have that just freedom to go, and time and a car that's well prepped as well.
Yeah.
You're confident, aren't you?
Yeah.
You know you can go places.
well, when else in life do you get the chance to be like that? As soon as you get home, you're back to like routine, normality, job. And
Yeah. There's a lot of people that dream about that big trip or loads of multiple, trips, but never actually do it. I think the mindset to just say, right, we're travelling, we're going, where can we go, is fantastic actually.
Yeah, we never thought really that we never bought the Landy for a trip specifically, and we never thought we would do something like the trip we did to Africa, but I think it was just a very, quick decision that we were like, let's just do it, why not? Like, what have we got to lose? Let's just, get prepped, save some money, and ship the car over there, and that was basically what we did. And then we just arrived, and we're like, right, where do we head to now?
I think we planned our first week because we were with Dometic and Frontrunner on a shoot in the Cedarburg, so we knew we had to be there at that certain time, and then after that it was just like, right, where are we going, what are we doing, and yeah.
So the car that was built back then, you kitted out the back, I believe, with bits of bit like camping. Did you have a reef tent? or did you sleep in the back? I can't quite remember.
So we shipped the car out with it just nothing on the roof, and we just had sort of a camper situation in the back where we could sleep because we knew that we were going to have the Icarus roof conversion done in Cape Town.
And also another roof another roof conversion.
Yes, yeah. Prior to that, we had a soft shell roof tent, hard shell, like cheese wedge roof tent, and then when we were going to Africa, we were able to have the Icarus, which, I mean, is the best setup, I think, for a Defender.
Yeah, and on that alucab conversion being done in South Africa, I think we paid something like $5,000 over there for the roof, the awning, the shower cube, and the installation.
Okay.
So it's actually cheaper to ship your car to Cape Town, get that done there, and then ship it back.
That's probably a top tip. So
Sorry, anyone that's installing alucabs here.
Oh yeah. I don't want to say too much, but keep an eye on Land Rover Monthly magazines. There's a feature about that exact topic.
Really?
Where is best to get your vehicle prepped for overland expeditions? And it's Cape.
I really? No way.
It's what?
It's Cape Town.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Cape Town, yeah.
100%, because they know what your vehicle needs. When we landed in South Africa, and these guys were looking at things that I've done on my car to try and help with heat and things. Like I installed an electric fan and poly bushes, because you need to have poly bushes, and they were like, take those off straight away, take the electric fan off, put a Vistas fan on, get that thing back to how it came out the factory almost, with a few modifications. But
So why do they opt for that? So it's easy to fix in other places.
they reckon those electric fans just don't work as well.
Okay.
I don't know if there's more to go wrong with them, but yeah, it's the first thing that somebody said to me was take that off.
Yeah, I could probably see that, and to be fair, so overlanding over there is the UK is a very, very small island, and some any off-roading isn't. It's gentle green laning. You have to go outside of the UK really to test a vehicle and to know. So I would be more inclined to listen to those guys.
And the poly bushes as well. They're so hard that you just end up breaking stuff on the body and your suspension components and stuff.
So having done sort of trips that you've done, tyre choice always comes as number one topic. What sort of tyres are you running for those kind of trips? Do you swap them out for different areas?
Honestly, we had the Toyo mud terrains, open country mud terrains for our whole trip, and we had one puncture in 18 months, and that was because we were driving a bit silly getting to the sun.
So those tyres weren't new when we went on the trip. We had them basically from when we first got the parts, so they were like used at that point, but were amazing, weren't they?
Yeah, so I really rate those tyres. Toyo UK have actually closed down.
It's a real shame because they were a sponsor a couple of years ago.
That's who we were talking with 2 years ago. We didn't have any affiliation with them. We bought the tyres, but we said to them, look, we've done this with your tyres, and we think that it might be quite interesting to you. So, and they loved it, but then they closed down.
Real shame because their headquarters were only a handful of miles away from here. So but I mean, you can still buy those tyres, I think, can't you?
I think you can, but they're not. Yeah.
I was going to say, I bought the same Toyo Oakley Hunter and Martin, my Series 3. I've had them for 3 or 4 years, and I'm so impressed.
They're brilliant for a budget tyre.
Honestly, it's so impressive. You can still get them, but they're pretty limited in the sizes now. So if you're looking to buy some, get on it.
Yeah.
So the car now has just... So you did the camper conversion in back. You discovered the things that worked and didn't work. And you left the car after your trip in Cape Town.
Yeah, we didn't see it for a year.
Yeah. So we made the decision, our bulkhead was disintegrating with rust, basically. And so we decided before we left Cape Town, before the car left Cape Town, we were going to get the bulkhead replaced. And then we kind of just started adding to that job. And now we basically have a brand new car because we just kept adding things to the list to do on it.
Yeah, it's typical of the Land Rover. Once you disturb things, when steel touches aluminium, it just turns to dust, doesn't it? Yeah. And the more you disturb, the more you see.
Yeah.
And but I mean, you can get all of these bits around here, can't you? You just have to walk from one end of this show down to the other, and you can pretty much build everything, can't you? Yeah. So the car is outside of it, isn't it? For anyone that wants to have a look around.
Yeah, so obviously we had a 3-door before, and when we chose to do the rebuild, we were actually going to keep the 3-door, and then obviously we found out that Chloe was pregnant. So I called my friend in Cape Town, Nick's Gateway 4x4, and I said, what would you say if we wanted to change it to a 5-door? And he goes, why? And we showed him the baby scan.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, all right, we'll do it.
Wow, so you went station wagon body.
Yeah, he had some Puma panels that came off a pretty clean car. So yeah, I think the only thing left of the original car is like the bonnet, quite honestly.
But it's still the same Land Rover.
Sounds on your mind.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like the amount of money it cost us to rebuild the car, we could have bought another Land Rover and shipped car one home, but we've done so much in it now that I think it's more than like a monetary value to it.
Like the sentimental value in the capacity is just like, you can't put a price on that. It's just irreplaceable. So
obviously security will be top of your priority as well, keeping it safe and secure.
Yeah, I mean that's the trouble, isn't it? Like you just can't have anything nice anymore, can you? It's just get taken from you.
You've just got to keep you just got to keep close tabs on it and beef up the security and layer it up.
Yeah.
So what's the future then? So you're big on Instagram, 57,000 plus followers on there. You've done these trips. You've got now. What's next? School.
We talk about this all the time. We're like, what are we going to do with ourselves?
I mean, I feel like we've said this before. I feel like a big trip in the future is definitely on the cards. Like, it's such a passion of ours, and like to have done what we've done to make the car usable for the 3 of us now, it would be a shame not to do something big. But no plans as of yet. I think we're just trying to use the car, get out camping, get out overlanding, and see what that looks like with a baby, really.
I think something we realised was that we, like in this industry, we obviously both have like a massive passion for this and what we do, and we've done a lot, and we get a lot of people on Instagram asking us like, where do I start? I want to do this, but where do I start? So we kind of got thinking the other day that we should just be doing this, like I'm a carpenter, I build houses, Chloe does our social media, but we could have a business doing what, and so we live on a farm, and we've got some buildings there that we're currently building a workshop in, so there is an idea that we would have like an overland fitness centre in the UK.
Finding the right parts for your Land Rover or Range Rover shouldn't be an off-road challenge. At bmh4x4.com, we've built a smarter way to get you back on track. Our new website is now live, the simple, fast and reliable way to find the parts and accessories you need. Supplying quality parts for Defender 1983 to 2016, Discovery 1, 2, 3 and 4, Range Rover Sport 2005 to 2013 with Range Rover P38A and L322 coming soon. All parts are backed by expert knowledge, quick delivery and a 2-year quality guarantee. Visit bmh4x4.com, built by enthusiasts for enthusiasts.
Yeah, because there's not that. I mean, there are a few places around the UK that do this kind of stuff, but you're basing your facing experience, isn't it? You've done the trips, you know what works. Yeah. You've learned from guys and girls in South Africa, haven't you? And you know what to do.
And like how to ship a vehicle around the world, what paperwork you need for it, people you need to speak to. Because if you don't know, like where do you start? You're just like.
Yeah, we are fortunate these days. I mean, but there is such a lot of misinformation out there as well. We only have to type in our names or what Land Rover offer is into AI, and it tells you complete rubbish sometimes. Yeah. So the owners of our business are completely different to others. AI doesn't really know everything. So I noticed that the next generation from us, the younger generation, they get all of their content from AI, right? And they believe everything that says, and they don't consider like researching what actual things or people that have actually done these things. Yeah. So we've got to be careful of that, and it's a duty of care as well to people, isn't it? To make sure that if they're going to go on a trip, based on your advice and recommendations,
Yeah.
that they're safe.
Yeah, 100%.
Also, like when you're having this idea of doing a trip or shipping your vehicle or something, it can be so daunting. Like, where do you start and how do you do it? And I think we found that the whole process and traveling the way that we did was simpler and easier and safer in our experience than maybe the internet or the world makes it out to be. So I think also maybe sharing that with people as well.
Piece of advice I listened to once was it doesn't matter what's going on in the world or even in the country that you're currently in, you only can look after the bit that you're actually in at that moment in time.
Yeah.
So like, what's going on the other side of the showground is of no concern to us here, but are we safe here? That's the same for travelling in any part of the world.
Yeah, I think do good and good will come to you. Like,
Yeah.
and especially when you're traveling, like, just be kind and be nice to people, and they'll do that. Because there's this stigma when you see people like us traveling that you've got loads of money and that you turn your nose up at people and stuff, and they don't expect you to engage with them and connect with them.
Totally.
And when you do it, people just change. Especially at border crossings and stuff, they just see you as a cash cow. But if you actually just chat to them and ask them about their family and
What
Yeah.
football team they support
Oh, yeah.
is a question.
I don't do football, but the amount of times I ask people what
Pretend to do it,
yeah.
just good. Yeah. But I mean, I follow Itchy Boots on
So she's amazing.
absolutely amazing. I mean, and my wife Louise is over there, and you know, as a travel vlogger, then she's opened up the whole world to anyone that's watching it, and actually the kindness in people. You know, and they welcome people into their homes, and Charlie and you and McGregor when they did the long way rounds years ago, that it set the adventure market off. You know, the same for Land Rovers, aren't you? In the Land Rovers, me.
I don't know about that.
Definitely not on
A
their
big
scale.
TV production. You know, you've done it yourselves.
Yeah.
You've had a TV crew with you, and at the Grand Tour or something. You have like helicopters flying and filming this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be real, and you know,
That's right. And there's, like you were saying about misinformation, there's so much out there that would put you off going to so many places. And, you like tell your parents or something that you're going here and doing that, and they're like, you can't go there. You can't go there. You'll get killed.
To see that
Like,
on the news, it's so dangerous. Though.
Yeah.
But
And look, there are dangerous places, and you just have to be mindful of that and just understand your surroundings. And you do have to be switched on in that respect. But you
The
can.
majority of the people in this world are amazing, kind
Yeah.
people, and connecting with them and making the effort to connect.
So what's the most dangerous situation you've been in, or has there been one, where you've feared for your lives?
Yeah, I
We're
know.
probably thinking the same thing. What?
Uganda.
So there's obviously more than one, basically. I really think so, same as me.
No, look, it's not without its risks. There are risks involved with travelling to these like third world countries. But I guess the long story short about this one in Uganda is we did sort of make a rule that we wouldn't drive at night. Generally, we would just make sure we're at camp before the sun sets if we can, and not drive at night. Because if something goes wrong and you're stuck, it's just a much more dangerous place at night.
You can't actually see or read what's coming towards you, or who's coming towards you. You've got to be there. It's all about eye contact, isn't it? And knowing, is that person going to kill me? You know.
We sort of broke that rule one night and went to a town to get something to eat in Jinja in Uganda. And we were driving back in the dark, and they were harvesting cane.
Okay.
And there was a massive lorry blocking this single track gravel road to the campsite, and there must have been 15 or 20 blokes, and it was like payday on a Friday or whatever, and so they were all drinking and being super aggressive, and
All had machetes.
All
That's what they
machetes,
use. It's
yeah.
just the most common tool to use for that.
so we pull up behind this lorry, and I'm thinking, oh my god, the road's blocked, there's people all around, and they're all layering.
You don't know at that
Surrounding
point
the car.
why they're there, do you?
Yeah, I mean, we saw the cane lorry. It was parked a bit further up the road where you could get past it, but they had lights on and they were harvesting all this stuff. And they obviously saw us, clocked us, all came over to the car, and it was all right at first. And then they started sort of demanding money or things, they tried to
Looking at
open the
stuff
car
inside
doors.
the car and wanting to take stuff that is inside the car. And
I always approach this situation with my window down, because I know it sounds a bit counter.
Yeah, it's open.
Yeah, you put your hand out the window, wave, greet people. So I had my window down. Chloe's was closed, her door was locked, and anyway, these guys got super aggressive, and I was thinking, how the hell are we going to get out of the situation? I couldn't go anywhere. They were blocking the back of the car, so I was just trying to talk to these people, and I said, just like thinking on my feet, which you have to do in these situations. Who speaks English? And one guy pipes up, yeah, I speak English. I said, do you guys like music? Yeah, music. And so I put on like a UB40 song as loud as I could, and I just started dancing, and I told Chloe to start dancing.
So we're there just dancing.
Yeah, we're dancing, and then all these guys around us with their machetes, which were in the window at this point, they just start dancing and having the best time ever. And it went from like, this is really quite a serious situation, to these guys now love us and they want selfies, and
now they're not going to allow you to leave because you're going to do it.
Yeah. So I said to the guy that spoke English, I said, look, we really need to get by, can you move the truck? And they did, and yeah, we got back to the campsite. But
I've got to say, you are very good at doing that. You're very good at talking to people and being like personable, relatable to them, and kicking your feet, whereas I'm a bit.
I think you have to be. If you freeze in that situation, you're going to get robbed, and possibly worse.
Is there any training that someone can have to have those skills, or do you think it's a natural talent?
I actually looked. That's an interesting point, because I did actually speak to somebody about that. Ollie Ollers.
Oh yeah.
So we did a roof rack field for him some years ago, me and Johnny, when he was at Front Runner, and I stayed in touch with him, and he does breakpoint training, which is basically like corporate training but in military situations. And I messaged him, I said, do you offer any training on this? I know there are people that do it, and he said, no, I don't, unfortunately, because he would have been great for that. But I think there are people that do it, and I think if you are possibly not that confident in dealing with these situations, then that might be quite an interesting thing to look at.
Just learning like the art of negotiation with people, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have to, I'm sure the balancers will have to do it tonight, but a few people have had a few too many. It's about negotiations. Like, you can't get in, you're going to get, objection, but, you can turn people around and change their mindset. Yeah. But when there's a language barrier, I presume that makes it even more difficult.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, every day was constant negotiations, wasn't it? When we get pulled over for fines, and you have to try and pay as little money as possible for doing nothing wrong, but that's just how it is.
The cost of it, really.
Yeah, basically, especially at borders, it's awful. But if you can learn to understand the situation that they're in, understand why they're doing it, and then try and change their mindset. Something I used to say to people was, I know you think I've got a lot of money, but I don't own a house. This is my house. And they'll say, your car is your house. I said, yeah, I live in this part. And then they think, okay, maybe this guy isn't rich.
John of us.
Yeah. And that was quite an interesting way of getting people to think differently.
Okay.
But yeah, you just pick these sort of tricks up as you go, I think.
So yeah, longest border crossing you've done, as in like how long does it take you to get across?
Mozambique and Tanzania?
9 hours.
Yeah.
9 hours.
In like 40 degree heat.
Is it just like paperwork?
No, not even that.
We were in Mozambique, and they just were like, wait there. So we were just sat waiting, and all these other local people were going through, and they're like, yeah, just wait.
Just wait, be patient.
And yeah,
be very patient.
8 or 9 hours just waiting until we were allowed to go through. And I mean, when they have your passports, there's nothing you can do.
No,
you do just have to wait. You're at the mercy of whatever they decide. So
I think if ever somebody does ask for your passport, don't ever give it to them. Like, even police on the side of the road.
Follow passport.
Yeah, I just would never ever hand over your passport, because if they take that, then they've got you and they'll get anything.
Yeah.
So like, really keep on to your belongings. If somebody asks for something, you say, I don't have that on me, or
Yeah, I can imagine, but I presume that's the kind of things that creates, well, the memories, I suppose, isn't it?
100%.
If it all was just plain sailing and it all just went well and you didn't meet or greet people that were causing you issue, what is that really travel? You know, it's just passing through there, isn't it?
And you learn so much. Like, you learn how to negotiate. So if you go into business deals and stuff, and you develop these skills in a way that you wouldn't necessarily think you would, but it is really good life experience. I think everybody should travel if they can.
Yeah, a lot of people miss that boat, don't they now? You know, children pay to that, don't they, quite often? And yeah, I mean, there's no age barrier, is there? You know,
No, 100%,
it's an age, but you know, people do get bogged down, particularly in this country, with you know, marriage, mortgage, kids. Yeah. So you get on that treadmill. There's lots of people wish they were off it, you know, and take early retirement. But well, you've done it when you were younger. You know, that's the key thing. You can take those skills forward into life. You know, and that's the.
And also, it doesn't have to be something crazy. You don't have to go and ship your vehicle to Africa to get that experience. Maybe just get on the Eurotunnel and go to France and do some driving around there, or you know, do a couple of European countries. It's so easy to do, and you just I think a lot of people just maybe don't want to go on their own, but particularly if you're driving a Land Rover, you're never far from friends. That's something I found.
They do open up conversation even in the petrol station in the UK. I was speaking to a chap earlier, and he said, you know, 20 years ago, Land Rover got no attention. Now you can't fill it up without somebody asking him questions, which I quite love that interaction. And you know you've got an interesting car or vehicle, and people do. So if you could, so what's the Land Rover then? Travelling, the perfect choice. Or would you have done it in a Land Cruiser? Is that like a naughty word here, isn't it? But, you know, like, is a Land Rover the perfect vehicle?
I don't think there is a perfect vehicle. I think you have to make compromises on everything. So, like, obviously space is a compromise with a 110 and the camper builds. But what you do get from driving a Land Rover is, like what we said before, is if you have a problem, there's someone very close to you that can help you because of their passion for Land Rovers, and you don't get that in any other vehicle. Like, if you're driving a Hilux, you're not going to get people stopping you and inviting you in for. I'm being a bit.
It's fine. We all quite like it.
But do you know what I mean? Like, you're more likely to be invited to these social things if you're driving a Land Rover, and that's just how it is.
Community.
They're a great icebreaker. They're a very. Yeah, they're not an aggressive-looking thing. They get people talking, and everyone recognises them. That's so great.
Yeah, that's right.
They really do open doors, which is
the things we've experienced just because we're driving a Land Rover.
And the people that we've met, and you know, like people who have let us come on their land or on their farm because we have a Land Rover and they have one too, and like it just creates relationships with strangers. With us.
Yeah, if you can hear a bit of babbling going on the podcast, it's because we've got the next generation of adventurer up with us now. We've already hosted our first dog, and now we've got our first toddlers.
The youngest member of the podcast team.
Oh, wow.
So there you go. So there you go. So you're on the stand over there. So I'm keen to see your car now. It's I remember it from a few years ago here. And, to be the little work here. It's good to have it sorted. Any plans to buy any more Land Rovers? I'm asking everybody that today. Is that all right, Brian?
We've got a Series 3.
Have you?
Yeah, that I want to do some work to. I don't want to do too much. I just want it to be what it is and like enjoy it for what it is. Take these two up to the woods and have a picnic, and but maybe one day I'll do a full restoration on it. But yeah, no, I don't. No, other than that, I don't think so. No.
Series 3 is a fine choice, so I'm on board with that.
Yeah, Chloe's got a Freelander 2 for her daily, which is a brilliant car.
So you do have Freelanders, the perfect mix.
Well, I've got a Disco 3 as well, but...
Okay. I said going on
It's all coming out now, isn't it?
You've got one too many, I think.
Yeah.
You might need to offload the Series 3 to somebody.
Oh, yeah.
I don't need any more Land Rovers, by the way. Just hang on there.
Well, guys, thank you ever so much for coming and having a chat. It's been really, really nice. As we said, your Land Rover is on a stand. Where
It's literally just outside there.
Oh, it's just staying there, is it?
No, well, it will be back up at Alucard this evening.
Okay, so for now, just outside the beer tent, go and have a look around, ask us some questions. As you can tell from the time we've had here on the podcast, incredibly knowledgeable and enthusiastic into it. So thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. Yeah. And on Alley Cab as well. Go and have a chat with those guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks. It's been brilliant, and it just makes me want to go travelling now.
Oh,
You make it sound quite straightforward. It is really.
It is.
Just
Yeah.
travel to the next point A to B. You know, just keep going, and join the next joining dots up, isn't it?
I mean,
That's right.
the hardest part is just going.
Committing
Making the
to
decision
do it.
to go, and then it all kind of falls in place.
Yeah. Well, it has to, I suppose, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, brilliant. No, thanks so much for coming up, and well, no doubt I'm a beer with you later.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely.
It's cooled down a bit.
Yeah. Thanks.
ladies and gentlemen, please do it up for Harry and Chloe,
Thank
Cheers,
you.
guys.
Thank
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's good. That's a chat.
the youngest member of the team. He's oh yeah, we've got a round of applause. Thanks to you guys.
Absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. We'll see you in a bit anyway.
See you soon. Well, I think we're probably come to the end of our podcast, so we will remind you that things are happening later in the day. We've got show and tell at 1 o'clock up on the hillside there where Challenge Southwest are currently staring the daylights out of people in the challenge trucks. So come and have a look at us showcase some of the finest vehicles at the Billermore Road Show between 1 and 2. And if you think your vehicle doesn't have to be a Land Rover, might be good enough to make the cut, come and see us at the LRM stand, and we will show you where you need to be and when, and we'll come and have a chat with you.
Yeah, and I think that's it for now. We'll be back here at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning if we're not that hungover.
Probably not looking quite as fresh as we are today, but we can but hope. So yes, indeed, we will see you tomorrow at 10 for another LRM podcast. Thank you ever so much for joining us, and I hope you have an awesome weekend.